So now we're going to do a carbon paper tessellation transfer. So you have already taken your tessellation piece and you've traced it in the center, you've traced it going all the way around, and now we're ready to add in the details on the inside. So how do we do that so consistently? Well, we can use this old-fashioned technology called carbon paper. So one side is black, one side usually has some writing on it, and this used to be used in old-fashioned typewriters, but we can use it in art class. So you're going to need your tessellation piece and a piece of tape. I'm using blue painter's tape because it tends to stick a little bit less, but I would highly recommend you fold over one edge and you actually stick it to your shirt a couple times to make it less sticky, because we don't want it to damage our paper. So here's a piece of my shirt. I just put it on there, rip it off, and then it won't be quite as sticky as it was before. Okay, so now I went ahead and I put it on there, and I'm trying not to cover any of my design, and you want it to be hopefully on a relatively flat side because it's going to create a hinge, right? So now I need to put in my bird in a new place. So I want to put it here, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put my shape in as exact as I can, and then I'm going to go ahead and press down the tape, and then I lift this up and I'm going to slide in my carbon paper right up to the tape. And I want to double check, is it really going to the same place? Because accidentally, if you don't tape it well, maybe it's going to shift or something like that. We want to make sure that it's absolutely down in the right place. So you could always double check, lift your paper underneath and check. And I'm going to make sure that it goes all the way to the tape. And for this, you can't use a mechanical pencil. We need to add a lot of pressure, and you know when you press with a mechanical pencil, it breaks. So I'm going to use a regular pencil, and I'm going to get in the way here as I get close and I trace. And when I do that, I want to press really hard. And everything that I press is going to be transferred onto the paper underneath. So again, I'm pressing really hard, getting all those details, and then I can peek underneath and you can see there it is, the face has been transferred. So I go ahead and I do the whole body, every line, and I always peek underneath to make sure I've gotten everything, because once in a while you may forget what you've traced, but you can always peek underneath to make sure everything has been transferred the way you want. Then you're going to go ahead and lift that up and put it on a new place, turn it around until your whole thing has been done this way, and then you can go back with a nice permanent marker and very carefully trace the lines so that everything is cohesive, right? So that's how we're going to do a carbon paper tessellation transfer.